Take two on this one, though, like, seriously.
So
we
for the
didn't...
first video, it was just too much. So we're gonna be doing it.
Well,
I
didn't realize that it was gonna take 26 minutes just for one region. This also explains why we were up at 3 a.m. last night when we were like talking about all 8 generations. Like, where'd the time go? Well, that makes sense now. Where the time goes because I don't shut up.
Hey, it's fine. You're giving out your honest opinion, and I like that. So we're doing Gen 2 now of Rate the Starter. So for those of you just joining us on the second video, we have a little chart detailing our opinions, our completely biased opinions on
They're completely biased. They're not completely biased.
On the Gen 2 starters now. We already did Gen 1. If you want that, we have the video before this. So let's get started on Johto. Huh?
Well, let's be clear. I am completely clueless still. Just barely.
Oh yeah, well you're barely getting into Pokemon.
I'm still barely getting into Pokemon.
Well,
and
getting into the way I was getting into it.
Way too freaking much. Like, just, you could hear all the little tidbits from the first video, like, Jesus Christ. Like, just, it's too much.
It's great. You're great.
So, what is this, Johto?
Yeah, so, okay. Chikorita.
I hate her. Like, I remember playing Pokemon Go. She's the worst person to ever catch for me. Like, she always does her little head swivel. She reminds me of the Mean Girls, like, in, like, kindergarten. Who are just like, I'm so much prettier than you. And it's like, nah, no, you ain't. But it's just because you have longer hair, girl. That's literally it.
She's okay for me, but I don't love Chikorita. I'm sorry. Same with the evolutions.
Yeah, no, I think this is my biggest gripe about her is, like, why did she get yellow? And then goes back to green. Like, the one in the middle makes absolutely no sense. Like, the only thing that
comparatively to, like,
comparatively, yeah. But it's, like, the only thing I kind of understand is the fact that her, like, neck goes a little bit bigger.
Well, yeah, because, like, it's little, like, bulbs from her flower, because she's supposed to be, like, a fragrant Pokemon.
Yeah, but it just seems like, you know, like, why did she lose the leaf in the end?
That is true,
like,
yeah.
She changes color here, and then she loses the leaf towards the end. And it's like, yeah, you can see that her flower is growing, but, like, this is a different color. This one is, like, a way deeper green. Also loses her leaf.
So, what are we rating Chikorita?
So Chikorita by herself, like,
2.
4.
4?
I'm being nice, okay?
Do you want to, like, just do it as a 4? Can we average it to 3?
3. Just average it to 3.
Okay.
Like, she's, like, personally just not a fan for either. Like, we're not fans of either of her. And, like, I already know, like, the ones who stand Chikorita or come at me, like, whatever, I don't care. I don't have enough social media for you guys to even do that. Like...
Bayleaf.
I think she's the worst out of all of them.
I liked her in the anime, but that's about it. Not crazy interesting. Not crazy, like... Okay, I understand that you're getting bigger, you're getting...
Gen 2, like, you don't get into her as much as, like, you did Bulbasaur. Like I said last time, I know Bulbasaur fans who'd be like, I'll cut you, and it's like a freaking 10-year-old. It's like, okay, well, where did that aggression come from? Whereas, like, Chikorita, I'm just like, I don't know if people really stan her as much as they do.
And I feel like the people who do are like, oh yeah, no, we know. It's okay.
I just took a sip of water.
That is your fault.
And you just had to say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your voice just cracked, so whatever. Yeah. Anyways, so I think her evolution doesn't make sense. Neither of her evolutions really make sense.
I kind of get it that she's trying to be a flower.
Like, what did I say? It was just like, it's like this, she is supposed to be summer, and then this one's supposed to be like winter or fall, and then this one becomes spring. Like, maybe that makes sense because she's a flower Pokemon and she, like, has to be like with the seasons, I guess, but, like, it still doesn't even make sense in my head, even with that explanation. She just seems like the mean girl who didn't know what makeup was and, like, chose the foundation that was paler, and then she finally found the right foundation, and then she also accentuated her eyes, but then she, like, cut off all her hair. Like, that's what it feels like. This is the Karen of Pokemon.
Oh my god. No. There are worse. Trust me.
I know there are worse, but this is, like, the way Karen became. Everyone's gonna kill me for this.
Yeah, no.
And I do not care.
So what's your rating on Bayleaf?
Bayleaf,
That's the middle one.
3.
3?
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with 3. Meganium.
That's her name?
Yeah.
That is something a Karen would name their kid.
It's based off her flower.
This is literally the Karen mom.
Oh my god.
I don't care what anyone says now. The fact that you're what was the name of the Pokemon?
Meganium.
Okay, that is something a Karen would name their freaking kid.
Chikorita, Bayleaf, and then Meganium.
And like, there's no cohesiveness like there is in the first generation.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just Chikorita, Bayleaf, and
I feel like this was because it was a sequel, they were being experimental with it.
I feel like they were trying to do a test and then they failed.
Okay.
So like she's also a 3 for me. She's below
Also 3?
average. Yeah.
Okay.
She's just not interesting.
Even like with the popped collar, just not interesting.
She's not. She just literally like it really like she looks like the really sassy girl in kindergarten who's like I can whip my hair back and forth, and then now you have the really like pale, doesn't understand makeup like high schooler who's like I'm still prettier than you but not really, and then turns into like the mom who's just like I'm just trying to hide my imperfections, but like let me talk to your manager.
Cyndaquil.
I actually like him.
I love him too. He's a little lad.
I think
I love him.
It's just because of the way his eyes are shaped. The only thing I don't like about him, but I still love about him, that makes him so adorable, is his eyes. But I hate his eyes compared to his evolutions. Like, that's the only part of him that doesn't make sense compared to his other evolutions. But otherwise, like, if you go through his evolutions, you can see, like, they kept with the cohesiveness of who he is. They kept with the spiky fire. They just basically turned, like, an emo kid into, or an emo lad into an emo kid into a very, very, very emo king, or queen of hearts. He's an emo lad who went into like an emo kid / teenager who went into an emo queen of hearts. Like that's why he has the popped collar, and no one will say otherwise to me.
So what's your rating on just Cyndaquil?
5. I feel like he was the standard. It seems like
generation?
for this generation, yeah.
Okay.
Because he's the only one who's like mostly cohesive. Honestly, I don't even really remember Kulava. Like, I just remember this and this. I don't remember him.
He's transitional period done proper. Mm-hmm. Like, he has the fire. It's breaking. There's one on his head, one on his back.
Yeah.
He's lanky. He is awkward in that sense.
Emo kid. Yeah.
And I feel like that's because he's still trying to find himself.
Emo kid, totally emo kid.
Like the first one was he couldn't really control his power. The second one is
and then he becomes Queen of
it.
Hearts. Literally.
His last one is he has controlled it.
Queen of Hearts, off with her head.
What's your rating on Koala? Is he worse? Is he better?
The most standard for definitely transitional period, but like shows progression. I give him a 6.
Okay. Now Typhlosion.
Now Queen of Hearts. Okay. He is like, yes, serving it. I love him. He really is like the Queen of Hearts aspect for me. Because he's just like, yeah, hear me roar. Hear me roar. Here we go. He's aggressive. He like literally is what Cyndaquil is supposed to become. Like out of all of them, I think he like the reason I say he's the standard is because, like, the previous generation, he seems to be the only one who's cohesive going up.
Yeah.
Like, he seems to be the only one cohesive going up.
And he keeps his color palettes.
Yeah.
Good.
However, power-wise, I don't know if that's completely true. I feel like they all kind of just keep almost the same power. Like, this Gen 2 seems like, throughout the board, it doesn't seem like they get stronger, really. It seems like...
They're stronger, but they're expected to be stronger.
Yeah, like there's
They're
nothing.
Not really excelling.
Yeah, like when you compare like Blastoise to freaking Squirtle, you can see the progression of strength. Mm-hmm. Whereas like with Gen 2, you don't really see that, and the only time you kind of do see that is like with
Totodile?
Totodile.
Okay. Speaking of which, so let's do a Typhlosion. What's his rating?
7, maybe?
A 7?
He gets, like, progressively better. Like, so it's, like, 5, 6, 7. Progressively better, the only one who kind of does seem to get progressively better.
But it's a slow curve going up.
Yeah, it's nothing compared.
It's still going up, but it's a slow curve going up.
Yeah, like, it would be more like 0.5s if we're being completely honest.
Okay.
It's, like, 5.56. Like, that's more like what it... Like, that seems more accurate
I'm fine
to me.
with keeping it as a 7.
Yeah,
6.
but you get what my point is.
Yeah.
It's, like, not even that much of a progression compared to, like, the first generation where it was like, oh my god, what's Charizard gonna do next? Charmander's turning into Charizard? Holy crap. That's one that we're not going to talk about Charmeleon, though. Because, like, no Charmeleon.
Totodile. What do you think about him? I like him.
You love him. He's, like, your favorite of this one.
Of this generation? Yeah, I love Cyndaquil, but I like Totodile too.
Yeah. It's just because of your, what is it, obsession with, like, amphibians or whatever.
No, not even.
He's not even an amphibian. What am I talking about?
What is it? He's like a crocodile.
Crocodile turned alligator, crocodile or whatever. Honestly, I don't really have much of an opinion on Totodile. I think he is also standard. Like, honestly, out of all of them, like, I feel like your progression of these is literally the absolute worst, the normal, and then the best of their generation.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, for me, I think Cyndaquil is the best. But I also think he's, like, the standard. I think everyone else, kind of compared to, like, Cyndaquil, is just below.
So, what's your rating on Totodile?
Like,
I think he's a 5.
I think he's, like, a 4.5. Like, he's getting there. He's really freaking close. But he's just not there yet.
So, what are we giving him? Are we giving him a 5?
Yeah, go ahead and give him a 5.
Okay.
I disagree, but, like, whatever.
Crocodile.
What is it? What?
That's his name, Crocodile.
Oh, I heard crocodile. I was just like, why did...
No,
were they just seriously that lazy?
It's crocodile and then gnawing on something.
Oh. Okay. That makes total sense. I mean, I appreciate the way that they kind of did him. Like, style-wise. I just don't like his face. Not even, like, you have him with his long face and his, like, chubby body. Like, this makes sense, but, like, why does his eyes all of a sudden shrink into the rest of his face? And why does the same happen with his, like, beak? It's not a beak. Snout? What is that thing called?
I think it's a snout,
Snout.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, he looks like he should have been, like, especially his later evolution, he looks like he went from a crocodile into a toad. Like, and also, just, no. Like, it just seems like it just wasn't training as well as it should have been. Like, this is just...
He's a wild boy?
This is the kid who you were disappointed in, who you wanted to completely change themselves, and then turn into the absolute hurricane. And it's just like, this is the one who you're like, no, you can't be an artist, you have to be a pro football player. Like, it's just not... Like, this was the mean girl who turned into a mean Karen. This is just an emo kid who turned into an even more emo kid in adult years. Yes, I'm talking about myself.
Oh my god.
And then this one is literally just the kid who you're just like, no, you can't be a flamboyant or like a... What is it called?
A creative?
A creative kid. Thank you, not flamboyant. Creative kid. You must become... You can be flamboyant and creative too, I don't judge. But, like, also at the same time, it's also like, this is the kid who you're just like, no, little Timmy, you have to become a pro wrestler. And he's like, yes, Mom, I am wrestler.
So, Crocodile, final rating. I'm trying to get us back on track on this.
Off subject.
We were rating Crocodile.
Yeah, but I'm just rating all of them as a whole now.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter anymore. I'm like done. I'd say he is... Why is he running? Oh no, he's running from his other evolution. That makes sense. He's running to try to be the kid he once was. Okay, and he was so hoping that was not going to be his destiny, and it turned out it was. Anyways, so I would say maybe 5. Standard.
5?
Sure.
Okay. For Alligator. You're not seeming to like it.
No, I don't understand why this crocodile literally. Honestly, if you took out this one, if you really took him out, I'm putting my fingers over things so he can finally
Yeah.
see it. If you take him out, where do you see the progression?
That little thing that's on his neck, like the little like yellow part, goes down to like the base of the stomach. His tail, which is red, it gets bigger spikes. Yeah.
And that's it.
I can kind of see like his eyes stayed the same as his body grew bigger.
No, it does not.
No, that's the thing. Like he starts like as this, and then like he gets like way bigger, but his eyes don't get bigger with his body. In that sense,
I don't buy it.
like his skull did not like grow as his body did. If that makes sense. Does that make sense to you?
No. It probably makes sense to someone out there, but like to me, that makes no sense. It just feels like it just feels like they pulled him out of clarinet and then he took too many hits to the face during football, and now he just has a permanent like mouth that's always open, just going like, "What's that?"
And you're saying that his earlier form doesn't have his mouth open?
No, it does.
Yeah.
I'm just saying now it's
he
just
looks
permanent.
happy. He looks that's permanent resting open jaw.
Yeah, just like nope, not gonna go there. But it just like, and then it just seems like his transition period is trying to run away from what he's gonna become back to the childhood he wanted. So it's just like this one is like the one who's like looking towards the future. This one's running away from his future back to his childhood, and these ones are just like, oh my god, I remember when I was young. Like, this one turned into the Karen mom who you can't stand. This turned into the emo kid who was the emo kid who just basically lived, and then this was the pro football player who just disappointed his parents, who ends up becoming
emo
like
boy who lived.
Yeah, this one just becomes like the pro football player during high school who doesn't even make it to the NFL draft.
Oh.
And then he now owns like a car business.
You have such a strange narrative for animals.
But like somewhat accurate.
What's his?
I'm also an English major, so like, what do you expect?
What's his final rating?
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yes. 5, unremarkable but not terrible.
Yeah, he's just a solid 5.
Okay. So that's it.
He just doesn't get better.
That's it for Johto. Next is Hoenn, where it gets, again, still better or worse. Do you want to do it on the same video? I thought we were doing like for each one. We can do it for the same video. We totally can.
Well, there's only 17 minutes left.
Okay, so then let's.
I don't know if we can cut out this part though.
No, it's fine. So. What?
Here, let's just make it a separate video.
Okay.